opening goal goes the way of the visitors. Stadelmeyer opens it up for the Falcons.
And look, the difference in this game so far, right? We're only 2.5 minutes in. The difference is finishing, right? Duke's got 2 good looks, and here's Duke's look, right? On Duke's end, right? They get the same look on the crease. Their goalie makes a save. Air Force gets the same look. They bury it, and that's the difference. 1-0 Falcons. Great start.
Team coming off 2 consecutive wins after dropping their opening 4 games. Playing a familiar opponent, familiar casts. Rolling Jameson's right. Back at X. Tight angle. Wow. Tried the one-hand sling. Backed up. Cycling it around. Johnston. Delgado.
There's McAdory.
Shrugs off one. Forced away.
See that guy?
Molliver goes over the back, just can't connect off the post.
Nice pass from Molliver to Graham. Those guys,
spilled
nice.
And turned in on the edge of the crease. Graham, first time denied, will not be the second, and the Blue Devils level.
Coach Wilson very from the pipe, right? You get some help from the pipe. Now it's a ground ball in the defensive end, right? You can't come up with it. Duke picks it up and scores. Too easy of one to give the home mindset he's getting his guys into.
Wound up shot, saved with the legs, outside the crease, trying to reel it in. A real scrum.
Look at these Air Force guys, man, just tough as nails, right? Putting Duke guys on the ground. That's what they do. These guys are tough. Unreal discipline, unreal chemistry, camaraderie, right? These guys know what's going on. They get it.
Yeah, you talk about how tough it is to be a student athlete. It just means a little bit more at these military academies. Space opens up here, driving down just wide.
They're getting have more than 10 ground balls in the season, right? So that means that not only are they scoring, they're leading their team, right? They're riding hard, they're picking up ground balls, they're finding extra possessions, right? And they're making each other successful.
Save is rebounded by Jameson.
And what do you know? That's one of their guys. That's Kalen Driggs with a ground ball in the offensive end. Let's see what it leads to. It's classic.
Flip off.
Right? All my young guys, everyone young, guys and girls at home watching this, right? Ground balls, ground balls, ground balls, right? If they pick up the ground ball, they get a chance to score in the shot clock, right? First, phenomenal save, right? Mr. Merrick having a day so far in Durham.
Stadelmeyer with 2. The Falcons up here on the road against Duke.
Making plays in practice, guys that are putting in all the extra effort, guys whose teammates trust them.
Under 10 seconds to go, ball spilled. Maybe one last opportunity. Flipped in, a low shot blocked. And Duke will survive. The first time we've really seen.
Right, Duke likes to take a lot of pride in protecting the stadium. So we'll see how they turn it up here as we get going.
Johnston. Cycling through.
Cusilito with the shorty. It's a good matchup for him.
Cusilito, space opens up and he lasers one in. Cusilito and Duke are level.
Right, and so as this game progresses, right, Air Force is going to beat us. They're going to run by their man and score a goal more times than we're able to score. Right, and Chris Cusilito says, okay. Simply, right? Right-hander. Very, very well said.
Rolling here.
There's Yago.
Just pops free of his stick. Surrounded, but he stays with Air Force. No, they'll.
Here's that guy, McAdory.
154 points, tied for 32nd. Goes low.
Another
stop.
Save.
That is 6 already.
Mr. Merrick, jumping immediately into a 10-man. That's where you see our goalie number 1. He comes out of the goal. He guards the nearest attackman to him. We roll a pull up to the field. So it seems like they're out of guys, but in reality, we're just trying to speed them up, and we're kind of leaving our net. Duke's kind of leaving their net empty. And there, they get the ball back. So call that worth it.
2 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Quick flip. Drives it low.
Now that was a serious look from a freshman. Curtius, I think, we call that a through pass. right? If you look, right, because of what we've been doing on offense, the success that we've been having in our one-on-one matchups, Air Force has to slide now. They have to slide now. And that's creating through.
There was a reset on the possession clock, on that shot clock, so they'll get it back down to 34. Just tipped in the air. Here they go again, Yago.
Air Force.
Ball pops loose again. Stadelmeyer going in on his own.
Wow.
3 goals for Air Force and 3 goals for Ryan Stadelmeyer.
Sheesh. 3 goals for Stadelmeyer, 3 assisted goals for Air Force. All 3 of them.
That's after spilling it.
Oh, yeah.
It was not an easy one to get. Jamison, we've really yet to see make any big saves, just 1 stop on the day. That's thanks to Stadelmeyer's 15 seconds. Molliver trying to make something happen to give the Blue Devils the lead. Tipped out front.
Another nugget. Air Force gets a nugget now.
Molliver goes low. Saved again by Merrick. An 8-save first quarter performance.
Wow.
McAdory.
Molliver with a shorty again. Last time he got a great shot off. Didn't hit it, but great shot. That's a tough matchup.
McAdory!
And there you go.
Goal line extended to the top corner, and the Blue Devils lead again.
Right, Mr. Molliver says, you know, if I get a shorty, I'm gonna just do my thing back here. I'm gonna go throw it in the goal. Like I said, their game plan is not to slide, not to slide, not to slide. Certain matchups are gonna make you pay every time.
He has got a hot hand himself.
Necessarily want to play him. You know, he wants to play his guys, right? But these guys come in, and like I said, they earn the trust of him. They earn the trust of their teammates, the other coaches, right? And, you know, Molliver's doing what he does.
A wind-up off the pipe. That one had some venom. Wilson and the Falcons. We'll see what they drew up in the interval. Back at X. Quick pitch around. Wilhelm. Picked up off the ground by Yago.
Here's their guy. He's got a shorty matchup. Eyes peeled.
Yago. Space
There he
opens
goes.
up. A missile into the back of the net. They're level once again as the Falcons come swinging out of the timeout.
There he goes. These guys are here to stay. Right? The Air Force Falcons, under Coach Wilson, they are here to stay. This is a serious team.
Well, that's the thing we talked about. You said that's their guy. Both Yago and Driggs to this point, no points. So the fact that they're getting these.
Now sliding, right? They are now helping the guy with the ball. Started the game, you could tell it kind of wasn't their game plan. They didn't want to slide. Now they slide to McAdory. Ooh, a little over Molliver's head. Let's see what we do. Let's see what Duke does. Duke's back in the 10-man.
McAdory and Molliver. 2 big guns.
Right, that's why we love sports, man. It's like, they do this, what's our answer? They do this, what's our, and eventually you want to do something and you want your opponent to have no answer.
Yeah.
Right, and the past 2 clears, right, they haven't solved the 10-man how they want to. And there's McAdory, he just tied me in Duke points.
So he gets the assist.
Andrew
Molliver fires it in.
McAdory to Molliver, 5-4. Right? All my young people watching back home, when you have a really good defensive possession, when you have a really good defensive possession and you turn the, what just happened there? Duke gets it back on the ride and they score.
Look, Nakai, I know you don't want to talk about it, but he just tied your record. 31st now all-time for Andrew McAdory. I mean, how's that feel to see that?
I promised you I wouldn't cry. I'm so happy for playing from behind. They're just in a lacrosse game. This is just another hard thing that they do, you know? Like this is their life.
Yeah,
right?
compared to their week, this is nothing, folks.
They don't want easy, right? And that's why Coach Janowski loves to play them. They don't want easy.
Right now, need more on frame. Surveys the field.
Well, if you look at the Air Force shots on goal, they put about 66% of their shots on goal. So you play Air Force, you're gonna have to make some saves, right? They shoot with a purpose.
Flashed in, great feed, and even better finish,
boy.
Josh Yago.
Oh boy, Mr. Yago doing it all kinds of ways. He wants to beat you off the dribble, he'll do that. He wants to put it in his offhand and cross. Just happens to be 5'5".
What a feed there. As crisp of a pass as you'll see. 14 points in the last two before this for Young.
He's on the faceoffs, and they're getting it.
He said Tuesday, Wednesday, they focused on themselves. Thursday, Friday, they focused on Air Force. And quite clearly, that point of emphasis on their wings has certainly made it through to this team.
Right? Every possession matters. Every possession matters. How can we get more? Right? And you see, right, McAdory is dodging. Wow.
Great feed. Makes it look so easy. And Luke Graham, bottom corner, puts the Blue Devils up.
If I were to guess, that might be one of his only right-handed goals in his college career. Right, and that's how John Danowski is, right? He knows Luke Graham scored hundreds of goals at Richmond with his left hand.
As we continue to tick down, under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Ooh, Matt Christmas, right? The Duke defense is kind of extending now, right? That's been the theme, right? Duke is generally trying to speed up.
Jamison, 14 saves against Michigan, 11 against Princeton and St. Joseph's. He's been regularly getting up into double digits. Hasn't had a whole lot of answers for the shots on goal today.
Here's McAdory with a shorty. He wants to go. Right, and Air Force trying to switch on him. There you go. Classic.
Wound up, bounced in. Another point for McAdory.
Goosebumps.
He is now clear of you.
Goosebumps. I got absolute goosebumps. Right, a player like, but number 2 in white, he's just a threat. Right, we gotta send 2 to him. Right, what else matters? Nothing. Right, so we leave Ben Johnson, who's been on a tear on his own self. Right, we leave him wide open because, very good point. So now Air Force puts 2 on the ball. Right, McAdory is just different athlete. Right, McAdory is just a different athlete. McAdory!
First goal of the day to go alongside his 2 assists. He is storming up those record books.
He says they're gonna leave me in the dust. He's a oh man, they're gonna do anything today. Right, he's gonna have a lot to do with it. And if he doesn't have a lot to do with it in the stat book, right, he's the guy on the sideline pumping up everyone, right, getting everyone to believe. Right, that's him. Right, he scores, he immediately
into the final 5 minutes of this second quarter, but now it hangs in the balance. Is a 4-goal lead going to be too much for them? Can they even get to 4? 5 to go.
Ben Johnson.
Whistle first.
Probably. Yeah. That edge going.
It's hard to win games with that deficit.
Right, they've got the edge in goal. Right, Merrick is playing his butt off. Right now, they're going to need some help, right, from their other middies, right, and on those face-off wings, right. They've got to give those Duke shorties some. Whoa!
Kisses it off that outside post. Kalen Driggs, the offensive player of the week in the ASUN, pops up with the first of the second half.
There he is. Right, and look.
5-9 could be the real difference maker.
Yeah, and I think I think Coach Wilson might have mentioned that, and big-time players got to make big-time plays, and Caleb Driggs doing his best to put his stamp on how that ain't happening with the Air Force Falcons today.
McAdory feeds it away, but it's met by Merrick.
Mr. Merrick. Having an absolute day between the pipes, man. Keeping them in it. Absolutely keeping them in this game.
That equals his career high.
And look at him. Air Force, they pick up ground balls in their offensive end.
Driggs! Back-to-back goals for the big number 1. And they're within 1 now.
Right? 3.5 minutes. 3.5. That is something Duke's not used to.
It all started back here with Merrick as well.
It's all starting with Merrick. He came to play today. Merrick came to play. He said he's going to keep him in it. The unit.
Yeah.
Right? It's about, and if he's having a day, right, then my job on the wing is to keep my guy off of the face-off guy. Right? It's a unit. It's a unit thing. It's not just a one-guy thing.
Duke hunting for their first goal in the third. Things getting very close. Molliver flips it in easy as you like. Luke Graham lengthens it back out.
Right, he caught that one. He did exactly what any lacrosse time, and he threw it where the goalie wasn't. right? Like the goalie, if you look a little close, look at Merrick. He's thinking he's gonna throw it that far side, so he starts jumping there, right?
Nothing open.
And that's Tyler Smart. That's a freshman on Molliver. He's having a great year, Smart.
Molliver, spin move. Tries to get some distance.
Looks
There's
like he
a
might have
whistle
stepped in the
first.
crease.
Exactly right.
Whoa. All right, Molliver's back there with a short stick.
Right back to Duke, though. Wants one himself. Merrick says no again.
Merrick. This guy is, dare I say it, is he standing on his head? Maybe not yet. He's making all the saves, though. Let's just say that.
Reeled in up high.
Slow.
Can't stop that one. Is Max Sloat equals up Duke's largest lead.
Welcome to the party, Mr. Sloat. Nice cut, nice pass, right? But he's the guy, right? You know, you gotta have a guy. You know, Molliver, he's been proving all year he's the guy, right? His teammates trust him just as much as he trusts his teammates. He's feeding them, you know, things like that. Right, get everyone going, right? Get the blood flowing. Right now, all guys, right now the unit, right, can maximize its potential.
So Duke, after a brief stumble to start the third quarter, firmly in control here. They've never led by as many as 4. Molliver might have something to say about that, and he does. Duke up to 11, storming their way out of the gates in the third.
Molliver's goal to Thomas Delgado, right? He gets Molliver's guy just interested enough because, as I said, these Duke middies are now demanding slides, right? He goes out a half step more than he wants to, right? So he kind of slips a little bit. Who better than Molliver, right? Who's going to take it clean?
Sticking with your initial assessment.
Yeah, I am. I thought he got him in the numbers. But that's not what we can control. This is what we can control.
But they're not going to want to hear. Molliver leads this team with 4 man-up goals. This is their first opportunity. He's going to make it 5. A high-wire act on the crease. Molliver gets another.
Right, and to my point earlier, right? Who threw him the feed?
Down on this possession. Molliver surveys his options. Ticking down to 10. Feed doesn't find its way there, and Pfeiffer almost has it fall to his feet.
He's been having...
Again, winding deep down into this possession. Blake. Eyes up for Kirschis.
4 on the clock.
Gotta get something off. It comes out of the stick.
Let's see. All right, Duke's getting in there 10-man, right? And that's another thing
As well. So this just goes to show you that Air Force can go toe-to-toe with anybody, both in their conference and out. Just gotta get that run. Great feed. Ball pops loose.
Look at it. Look how tough they are. I mean, like, they're just nasty, right? And that's how you want your defense to be, right? You catch it on the crease, no, you're gonna take a hit, right? Like, that's our crease. That's how they...
Driving down on goal, Driggs.
There's the guy.
Adds in yet another. Reeling it in. Air Force.
He gets hit by 3 different guys, ends up on his back, right? They're running the other way right now, right? One of the downsides of the 10-man ride, which is equivalent to the full court press, is that, you know, you kind of run out of defensemen at the end if they're able to break. He's played so much. He's played so much.
What's incredible is Coach Sanowski says he has more to give, which is probably the scariest thing you'll hear.
Yeah, like his motor, man, as a coach, you can work with that.
Yeah.
That's a motor you can work with. Whoa.
Space opens up.
That's phenomenal.
Nothing Merrick can do about that one. The freshman, Liam Kirchis, pegs on another for the Blue Devils.
Right, that's phenomenal. Right, you smoke your defenseman, you get your hands free from 10 yards, great.
The number 22 prospect had 2 points in each of the first 3 games. A great start to his college career.
And if you down there, he's got something to say. Keep the ball away from him. Right, and look at Pfeiffer, the freshman, tough freshman. Oh boy.
Breaks the ankles, but Molliver, or rather Merrick, is there at that front stick to deny.
right? And if you look at any, but what's done is already done. Going 3 for 7 in the second quarter, you can't go back and undo that. And of course, you can make it better, right? But that's why we practice, right? You don't ever want to have that spurt where you just can't do it because, now you get to a point 8 minutes in the game and it's like, oh, we figured it out. And
Driggs with a man in his face.
What did I say earlier?
Leaves him in his dust.
What did I
and
say
adds one
earlier?
on.
Duke better off just holding the ball because number 1 in black, Kalen Driggs, he's got something to say about it.
They're mounted.
They aren't going anywhere. Air Force 9, Duke 13. Organized.
McAdory going to work. Molliver just about picked off. Shots wide, backed up by McAdory.
Nice offense from the Blue Devils. Molliver does a really good job with that drift. And there he is, getting back on the scoreboard.
Drifts off, gets the feed in from McAdory, who can't stop getting points. Those two combine yet again, and it's up to 5, the lead for Duke. He didn't just move by your record, he is storming by it, and he has got
easy. It's almost like a whole different game he's playing here, and he's coming and it looks seamless.
They'll go to the grindstone once again.
Uh-oh, here's the guy, Mr. Driggs. Between Mr. Driggs and Mr. Merrick, I'm just over here. I'm in the press box wowed. Seriously, these guys are awesome. And look at McGuire. He wants it.
Big wind up and a big finish for Sansky off the feed.
In general, you don't really want to slide to a pole, right? So when we see Aiden McGuire slide to the ball, sliding to a pole, defense kind of gets out of sorts behind it, right? Like I said, in general, you don't really want to slide to poles on the defensive end. Uh-oh, face off. Air Force wins it backwards. What's that mean for Duke? They get to get in their 10 man.
That's the thing is,
and Air Force is still subbing, and here we go, right? Like that pole in the middle of the field, he's gonna cause problems, right? And you're not used to him being there, and so it's it's a little uncomfortable. And look at it, body's flying now, right? Duke gets a body. Air Force says we're getting one more. Luke Graham says, okay, we'll get one more of what matters.
Another feed from Molliver, another goal for the Blue.
Right? Keith Boyer, middle of the field, getting a big hit, getting the ground ball, moving it to his teammates, right? We call that a second assist.
The thing is, he gets put to the ground, right back up to his feet. Talk about the bounce back.
Mr. Merrick.
Bouncing shot, can't get by Merrick. And we'll have the stop there as the call will come in. Wound up, Merrick.
Mr. Merrick. What an absolute day, man. Proud, happy for this guy. Very proud and happy for Mr. Merrick, man. He's having an absolute day. And let me tell you, he's going to carry this momentum, right? He's going to carry this momentum as they keep going in the season and as they get into the A-Sun games. And, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Nothing he could do about that one. Graham Blake waltzes.
Not enough can be said about this Duke 10-man ride, right? And I like the mindset of it, right? Duke, they like to think they've got some of the better athletes. I don't. It's not maybe, but it's not what I think this is a look. We got a Saturday game. It's March 8th. Let's go here. Let's take advantage. Let's run.
They know they can do it.
They know that they can do it. Right, this is a team that they know that they can do it against.
Yeah, this wasn't a team you were going to come in here and get an easy result against. They've had to grind this out, driving right down on Jamison's goal.
Mr. Yago. Mr. Yago. Right, it's Air Force team.
Yeah.
They've got guys, and more than that, they've got the will to win. They don't care. They're running by poles. They're beating the slide. They're getting shot. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
13 for 24 on the clear today, Air Force.
That's Reed Landon, Episcopal School of Dallas's finest.
tries to scoop that one in.
He gets pushed in the crease. Got to get up and get back.
A hit and the flag is out. A minute to go.
Oh, man.
Slow up to his feet.
That's Cunningham, the defensive player of the week last year. In the middle of the field, a little slow to get up. They play so hard.
Final act here of what's been an encapsulating Saturday afternoon between Duke and Air Force. This game could have went differently if just a few small things had changed, but at the end of the day, I think they're going to feel very good considering. Final 10 seconds as Duke going to take a 5-goal win over Air Force. At the end of the day, it was earned on their part, but fought all the way to the end by Air Force.
Oh, both teams absolutely got. She came in and handled business. I thought they played very well. I think they're going to have plenty to build on this week. And as the season goes on and as they get into conference, they're going to have